In the ninth century, when much of the world was divided by kingdoms, wars, and changing powers, a quiet revolution was beginning in the city of Fez, Morocco. It was not a revolution of armies or weapons. It was a revolution of knowledge. At the center of this story was a woman whose name would echo across centuries, Fatima al-Fihri. Today, millions of students walk through the doors of universities around the world. They study science, medicine, mathematics, philosophy, and history. But more than 1,000 years ago, a woman helped create one of the greatest centers of learning humanity had ever seen. Her story begins far from Fez, in the ancient city of Kairouan, located in modern-day Tunisia. Around the year 800 CE, Fatima was born into a wealthy and respected family. Her father, Muhammad al-Fihri, was a successful merchant who valued education and knowledge. During this period, the Islamic world was experiencing a golden age of intellectual growth. Cities became centers of trade and scholarship. Books, ideas, and discoveries traveled across continents. Learning was considered one of the greatest treasures a person could possess. Fatima grew up surrounded by this culture of knowledge. She was educated and developed a deep appreciation for learning and faith. But history soon changed the path of her family. Seeking new opportunities, Fatima's family migrated from Kairouan to the city of Fez in Morocco. At the time, Fez was becoming one of the most important cities in North Africa. Merchants, scholars, and travelers arrived from many lands, bringing with them different languages, ideas, and traditions. Fatima's family became successful in Fez. They gained wealth, influence, and respect among the people. But wealth would not be the thing that made Fatima remembered. After the deaths of her father and other family members, Fatima inherited a great fortune. Many people would have used such wealth to build a luxurious life for themselves. But Fatima had a different vision. She believed that knowledge was a gift that should be shared. She wanted to create something that would benefit generations after her own lifetime. In the year 859 CE, Fatima began a remarkable project. She used her inheritance to build a mosque that would become a center of learning. This institution was named al-Kairouan, after her birthplace of Kairouan. The construction was not simple. Fatima personally supervised the project and dedicated herself to every detail. Historical accounts describe her fasting during the construction period and committing herself completely to the mission. When the building was completed, it was not only a place of worship. It became a place where people gathered to study, discuss ideas, and preserve knowledge. Over the centuries, al-Kairouan grew into one of the most important educational institutions in the world. Scholars traveled from distant lands to study there. Subjects expanded beyond religious studies into mathematics, astronomy, medicine, grammar, law, and philosophy. The halls of al-Kairouan became filled with the voices of thinkers searching for answers about the universe, human society, and the nature of knowledge itself. Among the many scholars connected to this institution were some of the greatest minds of their eras. The university became part of a vast network of learning that connected Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. While many rulers built monuments to celebrate their power, Fatima al-Fihri built a monument to human curiosity. Her achievement was extraordinary because she lived in a time when women often had limited opportunities in public life. Yet her vision created a place where generations of students would come to learn. The name Fatima al-Fihri slowly faded from popular memory, but the institution she created continued to stand. Walls changed, cities transformed, empires rose and fell. But the search for knowledge continued inside the halls of al-Kairouan. More than 1,000 years later, historians still remember her as the founder of one of the oldest continuously operating educational institutions in the world. Her story reminds us that history is not only written by kings, conquerors, and warriors. Sometimes, the people who change the world are those who build places where others can dream, discover, and create. Fatima al-Fihri did not leave behind armies or kingdoms. She left behind something far more powerful, a legacy of knowledge. In the ancient streets of Fez, her vision continues to live. Every book opened, every student who learns, and every idea shared carries a small connection to the woman who believed that education could transform humanity. Fatima al-Fihri, the forgotten mother of education, built not just a university, but a doorway to the future.